why are Indian guys so skeptical when it comes to kind of improving on, their dating lives, their relationship lives?
For sure, man. That's a great question. And I'll do my best, obviously, as an Indian guy, to answer that question. I can kind of share a couple different things about our culture that
Yeah.
makes it more likely for them to be skeptical, right? So I think the first thing is we come from a conservative culture, right? So just sex, dating, relationships, I feel like is stigmatized, it's taboo, right? It just like you're expected, let's say if we go back to, you know, one generation older than us, you're expected to kind of just, wait out till a certain age and then just get married. Like,
Yeah.
family that picks it out or whatever it is. And you're expected to kind of work on your career success, your academic success. So it's almost like ingrained into us to kind of only focus on the academics or the career side.
Mm.
So the idea of like taking, you know, lessons or coaching or advice about anything to do with social skills, it's a little odd, just like because of that, right? And then I think, yeah, and I hate to like, say the stereotype, but a lot of us are very skeptical when it comes to money as well, like investing and stuff like that. A lot of Indian guys just aren't ready to like invest money into, I feel like anything that's not going to be like actual money out, right? So like this is something that's an intangible. It's so important to work on your social skills, but it's not like they're investing in a business. It's not like they're investing in, a career, right? So to them, it's like, wait, is this even worth it? When they don't realize how important actually like your social skills, your ability to talk, converse really truly is in everything, not even in
Yeah.
dating, but like in your professional life, right? Just social skills.
Yeah.
So I would say number one, it being taboo and stigmatized, and then, it's funny, like this is kind of a meme, but, if you talk to a lot of parents of Indian guys, they don't want you to date or anything like that, have a boyfriend, girlfriend usually. And then when you're like mid 20s or late 20s, like, hey, why aren't you getting married yet? And it's like, bro, like you literally told me I'm not supposed to have a girlfriend or boyfriend, so I obviously need
Yeah.
to develop dating and
Uh,
relationship skills. And now you want to get me married, and I can't even
Yeah.
talk to the opposite sex. Like it's just
Yeah.
so. I find that
It's funny.
so ironic,
Yeah.
more than just a provider, because a lot of times they're independent. A lot of times they can provide for themselves. Not every woman, but a lot of times they at least have a job. So now you have to like bring some social skills and a personality to the table.
Yeah.
So it's going to be extremely tough if all you did was, I guess, work on your career. Even though that's extremely important, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want someone that's like doing well for themselves? But nowadays, because of the way
That
that,
gets you in the door, right? That gets you in the door.
yeah,
Like
that's
having
kind of like,
having
well,
those
duh.
things.
Like if you're
Yeah.
like even like, decently attractive chick, like you're going to want more than just like a guy having a job, right? You're going to be able to pick for from more than that.
No,
So
but like, most like what I'm trying to say is like a lot of Indian guys, like they're like successful in their career, right? They're like either in the tech field, they're like engineers or analysts, they're, something where it's like they have like a good high status like profession that they're doing really well. But my question is like on paper they have those things that are great, but if a girl's seeing that by on paper, she's like, okay, that gets me in the door. I am attracted to him because of like he has like good like financial resources. He has a good
yep,
career. He's got
exactly.
shit going. But that doesn't make them like want to stay in the house. Like you know what I mean? That's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No, 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 100%. And like, I guess like I would like to say to, if there are Indian guys watching this, you have to almost embrace that part of you because it can be a superpower if you allow it to be, where you
Yes.
embrace the fact that, okay, you know what, based on my culture, I have poured into this academic and career bucket a lot more than the other two components, which is basically your health and fitness and then your social skills. So like I think like if Indian guys can actually just like believe that they are a catch, it's just that they have to work on those other two aspects more and more, they can be an extremely just great catch for like really any woman because they've probably, especially if you're talking about IT and tech guys, they've probably worked on their career and they know what they're doing and they can advance really well. So now if you can fill that those other two buckets of hey, like I also look good, I'm in good shape. And number
Yeah.
two, I'm confident in my social skills. I can talk to people. Like they would be a huge catch. But a
Yeah.
lot of them aren't willing to do the hard work. But for
Yeah.
me, I think I always just knew that. So and
Mm.
also that's just who I am. Like I tried personal training, so I was very much into fitness. I was always in shape. And then, I guess I'm like also like, somewhat social. And then obviously you helped me get to the next level with that, right? So that's what I would say. Like start working on those other two components and you can be like amazingly attractive and in demand
Yeah.
for a lot of
Yeah.
those Indian guys that are watching you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you think that a lot of times the Indian guys, the reason why they're skeptical, one of the reasons is because they kind of have like a plan B. Kind of
Yeah,
like
that's
what I
a
mean by plan B is like an arranged marriage. Like they know that if it doesn't work out by the time they get to XYZ age, they're gonna kind of get like an arranged marriage. So they're like, I don't want to work on those things. I'll just like whatever like my family gives
yeah.
me or
No. That's a great insight. I think it's a yes and no because it depends on the type of Indian guy.
Mm.
Because there's some that are, I guess, like either extremely traditional,
Yeah.
where I don't know, they're always around family. They know that their family is eventually going to find someone for them. And you're right, it kind of takes away from like that urgency of finding somebody because you're never like fully in, you're never fully invested into really just bettering your social skills in your dating life
Yeah.
because, well, you're so close to your family, it's expected, I don't know, maybe late 20s to early 30s, your parents will find you something. But I
Mhm.
would tell them, first of all, like, is that always generally going to be someone that you see yourself to have as a lifelong partner, number one. And then number two, for all of some of those H1B guys, those are the guys that need sponsorships. They come from India. That's definitely a plan B for them because I feel like, they're also coming from India. They have it in their culture to probably actually get arranged marriage at some point. So both of those types of guys, yes, unfortunately, it takes away from them like taking action and having
Yeah.
that urgency. And then
What?
obviously, if
Yeah.
you have like an Indian guy that was like born and brought up here,
Yeah.
I don't think he likes the idea of arranged marriage. Like it's similar to me. I don't think like
Mm.
for me, like it's possible, but I don't think that I like the idea of like being able to find my person because I found the person that was um right for me through my own means and my hard work. So I think
Or like
like
a connection too. Connection,
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's making sense. I know
That
that
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes 100%.
yeah, because there's different tiers of like there's some people that are immigrants that are coming
So,
definitely arranged marriage. There's a few guys that are not though,
yeah.
and so we kind of have to categorize that.
So like if like an Indian guy here in the States is here, whether he moves here like in college for college and then stays here and gets like a tech job or something like that, or a guy that's kind of like an American Indian guy, if he does want to at least like find like a woman here in the States, would you recommend him to like just work on, his personal development side of like his communication, his charisma in order to find like a woman here in the States?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you're gonna try to find a woman here in the States, your social skills, your ability to have a conversation, ability to build an attraction, ability to be charismatic is probably trumps a lot of other things.
Mm,
That's just how it is. And I think the quicker more guys realize that, the better off they will be. Like I said, there's a lot of advantages because from an early age, we're pushed into what academics, career, professional focus. So
yeah.
that kind of like bucket has been filled. Now, if you can attack that social bucket with the same kind of urgency, like Indian guys could be unstoppable, but I don't think they
Yeah.
realize. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's
I
just
agree.
so funny that, they don't have maybe that consciousness and that's kind of where you come in. And I think that's
Yeah.
why it's so cool to see what you're doing, man. You're like literally transforming
Yeah.
people's lives that way. Like it's
Mm,
it's wild to be able to like for them to
yeah.
go and maybe even approach and talk to a woman,
Yeah.
and you have like your own process of doing that, which is amazing. So
Yeah. What would you tell them though that like if they're like skeptical about like joining a program like this, joining some type of coaching, joining something that is really going to help them out, but they're like, I don't know if I want to invest like, a couple $1,000 into this because it's a scam or those things, or maybe they go on like Reddit and they're like reading all the Reddit comments that are like basically on like girls or guys talking about their bad experiences. Like, what would you recommend to those skeptical dudes, like what they should do?
Man, that's a tough one because I think that over analytical thinker guy, I think I myself relate to that, but like at some point I make the decision. And unfortunately, there's guys that they just continue ruminating in their heads. Reddit, this forum, that forum, theory, 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 instead of like what I like to think of it is like I'm trying to extract the knowledge. Let's say I'm on a forum, and then actually take action and implement. But I unfortunately I don't even think it's just like Indian guys. A lot of guys don't really see the information for that. They would rather just continue to have information versus, okay, I got, I don't know, 3 bullet points of information for this thing. I'm actually going to try it. Right. So I would say to those guys, like at some point, like stop ruminating and thinking about doing it, make an action plan, whether it's like using you as like a coach or whatever, or investing in some other personal development. At some point, what do they say? You got to burn the ships and go for it. And it's
Yeah,
funny because like a couple thousand is nothing for these guys. It's
yeah,
literally, I don't
exactly.
know, like 2 weeks wage or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it's funny, bro, but like that in itself, the money mindset is also an issue, I would say, with a lot of people, but even within our culture to invest because I don't know what it is with that mentality of like saving and hoarding, stop being in their head. You can take a day or two. Like,
Even if they invest ten
meditate.
thousand dollars, bro, what's that to the whole year that they make? You know,
Yeah, like what's the
if they
average
can
salary? It's
if
like
they can if they
70,
can
80K.
really, yeah, exactly, if they can improve on their, if they can improve on, the one of the most important areas of a man, of like your life, relationships, and like finding a good meaningful partner, what is that in like 3 months? Nothing, right?
It
6 months,
really
that's
is, man.
nothing. It's crazy.
It's a
It's almost like the
steal.
risk. The question you have to ask is like, what's more risky, you investing a couple $1,000 or staying in the same exact place and like nothing happening, kind of just waiting for something to, a girl to just magically appear in your lap feeding you grapes or something like that, right? you
Yeah,
know
fitting great.
at the end of the day, an app is, the whole point is meeting the person face to face, right? And if you are lacking social skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills, being able to kind of be more charismatic, you're going to lose the woman because women have more choices than ever.
100%.